As the waters in Houston begin to recede, the devastating damage is going to be revealed, that's for sure. And AccuWeather is estimating that the damage from Harvey could end up being the most expensive in U.S. history at a whopping $190 billion. Here now, Austan Goolsbee, former economic advisor to former President Obama and University of Chicago economics professor. Austan, as always, thanks for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
Well, as always, these are some absolutely enormous numbers that we're talking about. And there was an economist with Decision Economics who accurately projected what Katrina would cost, right around $125 billion. This individual is named Carrie Leahy, says that the damage from Harvey could create a GDP growth, a hit to GDP of 1%. And a loss of 1 million workers from the September payrolls. I mean, these are huge numbers. Would you agree with that?
Well, you know, it's hard to say.
Yeah.
And I say that in two ways. A, there's a lot of zeros on the number of this damage. I would right now be surprised if it weren't the biggest natural disaster in our history, just because so many people live in Houston. I think the two things that you're weighing off, for sure you know there's going to be a massive regional impact on the GDP of Texas and of the Houston region. The thing we don't know is for the wider aggregate economy, how much impact and how lasting impact will this have on fuel prices? That's a key component. And then two, how fast will the adjustment take place and what share of these people have flood insurance?
Right.
What's different here than in a lot of these cases is much of the multi-millions of people, a decent fraction of them do not have flood insurance. They're not in a flood zone. And so that makes it in some ways like the housing bubble popping. So if you lost your home but the insurance isn't going to cover it, you could see spending go down pretty substantially on a regional basis. I don't know if it's 1% of national GDP, but you would definitely see it.
All right, we need to move on to tax cuts, because I know you're going to agree with me on this one, Austan, that if we get comprehensive tax reform and tax cuts for everyone, that's going to be a huge boost to the economy. I know you're already smiling. It's going to boost profits, going to create jobs, and ultimately create more revenue for the government and more taxes taken in. That's the beauty of the growth of tax cuts, right?
You lost me at hello on that one. I think, look, the first thing is, I would agree with you if you were saying comprehensive tax reform like 1986 could have beneficial impact on the economy. 1986 was revenue neutral. They paid for every cut they made. They got rid of some deduction, some loophole, and they paid for it. I don't think that's what Donald Trump is going to propose. And then if you say, okay, well, if they just do a naked tax cut of $6 trillion and blow the deficit out by that much, will that increase the growth rate? The growth rate's already 3%. The unemployment rate's knocking on 4%. How much higher do you think it's going to go?
Tremendously, because we've all got more money in our pockets, and this isn't a consumer economy.
Look,
we can just spend like a drunken sailor.
Oh, yeah, the drunken sailors are back. That's what I'm afraid of.
I knew you'd agree with me, Austan, and I appreciate that. Austan Goolsbee, we're out of time. We have to leave it there, but that's not the end of the conversation. Thanks, Austan.